Hello ladies and gents, welcome to my early access review of Undisputed. Undisputed is a boxing game and I've been waiting for a successor of the Fight Night series and EA have failed to deliver, but I did have my eye on this, so I'm glad it's finally here, out on Steam on PC. So following a quick intuitive tutorial, it wasn't long before I was lacing my gloves to fight Deontay Wilder with the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury. The graphics are set to ultra here and look absolutely gorgeous. Most of the faces look really good in game too and do a good job representing their real life counterparts. The commentary is decent considering this is their first attempt at a boxing game, but it can start to get a little bit repetitive very quickly. After 5 fights, I think I heard almost every single commentary line. The controls are similar to Fight Night in terms of the choice of pressing buttons or using the right analog stick, but my only issue is it would be nice for the stick rotation to add some detriment to using more powerful punches such as hooks and uppercuts to that of a jab. So to perform a left hook in this game, just simply flick the right analog stick to the left. There's no sort of rotation like I said. The fighters themselves have a real good weightiness about them and the general movement feels pretty good. You have the ability to switch stances from orthodox to southpaw and also choose a loose style which allows you to deal more damage, but you also receive more damage but become more lighter on your feet. When punches land, they feel and sound okay in terms of the connection, but I feel like there could be a little bit more oomph to them, especially the sort of uppercuts and hooks. However, you can perform more powerful strikes which do sound good, and you can easily tell when you make a counter punch as the screen flashes. You have plenty of defensive options too, as you're able to slip, dodge, block, bob and weave to avoid being punched. I do like the balance of the game in terms of investing punches to your opponent's body and head. The best way to victory seems to be a mix of these, because if you just focus on one area it makes it easier to block and the AI and your opponent will make that read and adjust and basically punish you for it. In the ring, the gameplay is very solid. The knockout animations, however, unfortunately do feel a little bit canned, but I do like how you can land strikes or further strikes on your opponent as they're falling from being KO'd. And sadly there's also a lack of replays for the knockouts or any in-ring action, but to be honest the KOs don't look all that great anyway, to be honest. The damage model does look really good in terms of the blood and cuts to the face, but I feel like there could be more variation for cut placement, type and also the amount of blood. When you are knocked down, the mini game to get back up feels decent and challenging enough. I found the zoomed out camera with the tilt and camera shake turned off to be the best experience, as you're seeing here. The AI does do a good job with fighter ID. Deontay Wilder throwing big overhand punches, whilst Groves will march you down and pressure you constantly. Fury picking you off with long range punches and showing some good footwork, and when you do get close to him he ties you up and leans on you with his big frame. So inside the ring it's a very solid boxing game considering it's their first attempt. Outside of the ring, what is there to do? Well, not a whole lot, to be honest. The career mode is on the way, which leaves 3 prize fights, local exhibition fights against the AI or family member, and there's also online quick fights, online ranked, and also the training mode. I've played a whole host of quick matches and the connection has not been great. Constantly greeted by high ping alerts at the top of the screen. I only faced one opponent based in the UK and the connection for that match was absolutely flawless and it turned out to be a great fight. I had one ranked match, Ali versus Tyson Fury, and Ali was literally teleporting all over the ring. The worst connection yet, and ended up disconnecting and receiving a loss. This is surprising because I've never disconnected in any online game before, which I do find a little bit worrying. My biggest issue with the online is that there needs to be regional matchmaking or dedicated servers. I was clearly being matched with players far away and the connection has been horrible for the most part, and there's only so much offline play you can really do before it gets a little bit tedious. One thing I'd like to see added is the ability to see who your opponent wants to choose before the fight. I selected Roy Jones Jr. and I came up against a player with Kyle Frutch who was clearly not happy with my choice as he didn't exactly fight back, constantly taunting whilst getting punched in the face. So the game is priced at £25 on Steam for PC. Is it worth buying? I think if you have a family member or friend who will constantly play against you, then yes, it is worth picking up. I imagine if you're based in the USA, connection issues will probably be far less of an issue, as I imagine there's going to be a larger portion of the player base there. But even then, there's obviously no guarantees of a good connection. For me personally, I think, with a brother, I do think it's worth picking up. But again, I think if you're going to play this for online play, it is a little bit risky depending where you are located. If I was to score each aspect of the game, I would give the gameplay inside the ring a solid 8 out of 10. A very good effort for their first boxing game. For the sound, I would give it a 6 out of 10 as the lines do get a little bit repetitive, but the crowd noise in the background is okay. And for the graphics, then I would definitely give that a solid 8 as well. Like I said, the player models, the faces look really good for the majority of the fighters in the game that I've tried. It's a boxing game. There's not much else going on outside of the ring, but it does do a good job of actually giving you that sort of feel that you are actually there. So overall, out of 10, I would probably give this a solid 7.5 out of 10. I just think there's a lack of sort of content and modes, and that online connectivity issue is going to be one that makes and breaks this game for those that are going to pick it up. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Trying to make it up before 10. 10 seconds here, and I think he knows who's won this round.